Oh, we are not off to a strong start this morning. So, for whatever reason, this truck stop seems to attract people who just want to leave their engines idling. That kind of made it hard to sleep. Just letting their cars idle in the car park, usually quite close to me. So, made it a bit difficult to sleep. It was fine, it's a truck stop, you take what you get. Managed to spill my coffee in my lap. So that was fun. Just makes my trousers look a bit grotty. They're not particularly light coloured trousers, but yeah, I can see where the coffee was. Got some on this too, but yeah, I can see it's still damp. But this thing's ancient, and this used to be black. This used to be jet black. That's how long I've had it. So that was kind of annoying. But as for the rest of the day, I genuinely don't know. I feel like it might be prudent to take a bit of a rest day. Last few days have been fairly, go. At least for the amount of energy that I have. Particularly those couple of days with all the apartment stuff and the IKEA stuff and the long drive yesterday. So I don't know, maybe a short trip to the closest population centre, find a park to hang out in for a while, maybe double back down the highway and stay on the opposite side truck stop, because it's a highway, so there's one going that way, one going that way. Maybe the other one is the one I stayed at. They look very, very similar. This one's all kinds of gross and grotty. Maybe the other one's cleaner. Other option is maybe a caravan park, although it is Friday, which might make it hard to book. I don't know whether there's any good photo spots around here. Actually, there's a thought. Maybe I'll find a regional airport and see if I can get some cool shots of some light aircraft. Let's consider that plan A. Light aircraft photography. Because last time I did that in one of these vlogs, I just snapped a couple of things with the iPhone, zoomed as much as I could. They weren't good shots, but it was fun. So yeah, maybe I'll grab the real camera and see if I can get a halfway decent shot. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Let me get back to you. Alrighty, I have an plan. Remember that really especially nice caravan park I stayed at a week ago? I think it's exactly last weekend. I'm going back there. I booked 2 nights. Splurged a little. Partly because it's the school holidays and a weekend, and it turns out that puts extra pressure on caravan parks. Who knew? And a bunch of other caravan parks, within half a day's driving distance are completely booked out. And I'm talking all the cabins, all the sites, powered, unpowered. Yeah, seems like a busy weekend. I don't know whether this is the first weekend after school holidays or the second, but yeah, it's busy in the caravan parks, which might make life a little more difficult going forward. I'll have to try and avoid them, especially on weekends going forward. Also, the prices have gone up a little bit. Not dramatically, but a little bit. So yeah, 2 nights, so I can decompress a little bit. Also, they are very, very close to a botanical gardens. So that will produce a photographic opportunity, hopefully. Or at the very least, a nice pleasant walk. Don't know whether I'm going to feel up for it by the time I get there. But certainly tomorrow at the very least. I'm going to get the full day to myself. So yeah, that's the plan. So step 1, I got to fuel up again because I'm getting close to half a tank after the extensive amount of driving the last couple of days. And maybe a stop to a supermarket to get some fresh bread to have with my packet and canned food and stuff. I always like to get some fresh bread when I know I'm going to be sort of staying somewhere for a couple of nights. A little extra pleasantness with my dinner. I don't know whether there's some sort of car collector classic car thing going on, because when I arrived yesterday there were a couple of nice classic cars in the car park here. There was one next to me this morning, it's gone now, but there's another one over there as well. I don't know much about cars, but you know, 60s. I don't know what make it is or what model it is, so I'm not really a car guy, but it's very clear someone's looked after it very, very carefully and restored it and put on big fat wheels on the back of it. So there might be some sort of fancy car nerd thing going on somewhere in the local area. If I could be bothered putting up with car nerds, I might even Google to see if I can find out where it is and get some car photos, but I'm not really a car photo type of guy. I don't know if I'd enjoy that, but the thought occurred. Look, give it out. Yeah, how do you like that, Boomer? Take you back? Good old days. Oh, there we go. I can tell what year the car is made, because it's got custom license plates. My 64. So that's a 64 something. It's a 64 Holden something. Not sure what it, someone will tell me. Someone in the chat will, someone in the comment section will know. Look at those big fat wheels there. Jonkers. Yes, but only for as long as I don't say, oh, a vending machine. Haha, cliche jokes. Had a different kind of frustration on the roads today. And that was, for most of the way, I was stuck behind two different people who insisted on going about 15k an hour below the speed limit of highways and freeways, and then, you know, just open roads. There was no reason for them to be going that slow. The vehicle could have done it. The conditions were perfectly safe to speed up. They just didn't, for whatever reason. I mean, it's not like I lost my mind. I don't get ragey like that when you're not going the exact speed limit when they could be. But it was mildly frustrating. Because it is nice to open up on a road when you got the ribbon in front of you. Anyway, I'm in the town where the caravan park is, but I'm a bit early to check in. So I've gone for a bit of a wander through the town centre, such as it is. Very old buildings around here. Some of the shop fronts look like they're from the 40s. But very, very pleasant little town. Not sure I'll be looking for places here because there's just nothing really here. You know, Ballarat's that nice balance between not a city, you know, high-rise city, and also has things in it what I might need and want to be doing. Barely got a shot of that, but there are a couple of vintage caravans just went round the corner. Looks like they've been done up, so I'm not sure whether they're vintage or just new but made to look vintage because of hipsters. Yes, I know, it's all very exciting. Anyway, there's a thrift shop just over there. Thought I might stick my nose in just while I'm wandering around and yelling over the birds. Jesus. that was actually a pretty decent thrift store. Had a lot of stock, really, of all kinds. Much broader and wider range at decent value than I'm used to seeing in that kind of a shop. I think probably because it's in a, well, I don't want to say country town, it's not quite that small, but smaller population centre. So it hasn't quite been as frequently picked over by the eBay douchebags. So the things are there for the people who actually need to shop at thrift stores for. So yeah, should I get a place in Ballarat, I might make the trip back up here because it's a maybe an hour and a half drive. Come back up here and take a poke around when I need to. There's some kitchen appliances there for very good money that would be very, very useful. But glad I stopped in. All right, I'm all checked in at the caravan park. The staff here really are just properly lovely. It really is a shame this place doesn't do long-term stays. Oh well. Anyway, I'm already all set up. They're all a little bit busy at the office when I first pulled up, and they'd already emailed me the gate code, etc., and my site number. So I went and got set up and then checked in. So that's all done. And it's barely noon, I think. So yeah, got the rest of the day just to chill out a bit. Now, unlike last time when I had this plan, it kind of fell apart on me. This time around, either this afternoon or tomorrow or both, I'll start putting together a solid plan for the PAX coverage. So we are now 1 week away. This time next week, I'll be on the show floor somewhere, or possibly hiding in a corner recovering from overstimulation. Both are equally valid choices. But it's gonna be good to wind down for a couple of days. And there's been well, not antagonistic last couple of days, but stressful. Lots of passive stress building up because of all the apartment stuff. It's only as soon as I stopped I realised I'd started to unclench. So I will continue to unclench. Funnily enough, the site they've got me at, just 2 sites over from where I was last week, which is good because I know for a fact it's a nice peaceful site. Easily my favourite caravan park. Wonder if they need any promotional videos filmed. Wonder what they'd pay for it. Maybe I could get a month of free stay in a cabin. Not this time of year. We're heading into peak school holidays. There's already kids around, unlike when I was here last week. Still though. Alright, I might have a shower actually and check out my coin situation for the laundry so I can wash those coffee stained pants of mine and my hoodie, which is only just freshly washed. Unfortunately, the laundry here doesn't take the contactless pay. You got to have the coins. I'm sure the front office could probably sort me out with that, but I should have some coins left for last time. Anyway, I'll check in again later in this afternoon and tell you what I've been up to. Right, so I had myself a shower. I don't normally shower mid-afternoon. I like my showers in the morning, but I had a shower. And it was the correct decision, because it was very relaxing. Then I had myself a nice little coffee. Again, very relaxing. Then back to the van, bit of a lay down, very relaxing. Put on some Black Books, one of my personal favourite British comedies. Very relaxing. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be the rest of my day. I'm just going to be very relaxed and watch black books. So tomorrow, a full day at the caravan park here. Perhaps, depending on the weather, go for a walk in the botanical gardens, which again is very, very close to the caravan park here. Take the camera, of course. If the weather holds. It's starting to turn a bit grey out there. Don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. Haven't looked it up. I guess I'll just be surprised tomorrow, because I'm too relaxed to look at a weather forecast right now. And we'll also do the PAX planning tomorrow. We'll sit down, figure out a schedule, look at all the panels that are running, look at the floor plans, see what brands are there. I'm already starting to get some emails from certain brands saying, hey, make sure you come to our booth. We're going to have this and this and this. And there's already a few things that have piqued my interest that I definitely want to take a squiz at and have a fiddle with, and let you guys know if they're any good. But with video games on the mind, the FOMO is settling in. I've tried real hard not to think about this stuff because video games has always been a huge part of my life, all of my life. And I've talked about why I'm not, I've got my ROG Ally and I've got my Switch 2, both, excellent portable gaming devices. But I've talked about why I haven't been playing games since I became homeless van guy. It's mostly to do with headspace and energy. By the time you want to wind down of the day, it's just I'm out of ability to focus on the games. And there's the power management, because I've got to keep the laptop and the phone and whatnot. Those are the priorities, because that's the content here, which is bring in some funds to be able to survive. But that needs to be priority number one. So that's where the power priority goes. And the other thing is, data. I've only got my phone connection for data, and sometimes Wi-Fi at a caravan park, but that's too slow and unreliable for gaming on. And the FOMO is settling in for Monster Hunter as well. Updates around that. I've been just waiting on, and now I can't really play it. And I don't want to, because downloading it is a big chunk of data all on its own, let alone being online to play. And I just can't afford that, data from my allowance when I'm uploading, a gig or 3 versus video every day. Today is Ghost of Yotai launch day. Ghost of Tsushima, one of my favourite games of all time, blew me away. It was gorgeous, wonderful. I bought it twice. I loved it so much. Once on the PlayStation, and then the DLC on the PlayStation, and then I bought the PC release. Of course, the very absolute best version of the game. Why wouldn't I want it there as well? So today's Ghost of Yotai. I've been looking forward to that game ever since they announced it, and I can't play it, because even if I did have a screen and power enough to run the PlayStation 5 and data enough to download it, it's just, incompatible with my day-to-day at the moment, sitting down for hours at a time playing video games. So, yeah. But coming into PAX, I'm thinking about video games more and more, and certainly next week when I'm there. So, yeah, the FOMO is getting under the skin a little bit. I really hope I get lucky and find a place to live so I can work towards getting back into my regular routine where I'm most comfortable, where I'm most stable, where my days are more predictable. Because I've been doing all right the last few days, but for those of you who've been watching all of these so far, it's no secret that it's been pretty rough. For someone who lives with chronic pain in their back, who is bipolar, who is autistic, this is a challenging way to do the day-to-day. And I have been looking forward recently, which is is a positive thing. And like I said, I've applied for a couple of different places. Whether or not I get them, I don't know. It's a gold star effort so far to get to that point of reaching out and trying to make a positive change for the future instead of just giving up. But yeah, a lot of mixed feelings. But yeah, I think that'll do me for today. So, thank you as usual to everyone who's been helping out. I'm doing it again, aren't I? I'm looking at that part of the phone instead of that part of the phone. The phone's, the way I've got it mounted, it's upside down. I'm looking at the wrong end to spike the lens. Idiot. So thank you everybody for the likes, for the comments, for the PayPal, Patreon, and Super Chats. And yeah, I'm not sure what content-wise is going to be tomorrow. Hopefully the weather is good and I'm feeling energetic, and we'll go to the botanical gardens and for a lovely relaxing walk and get you some nice pictures to look at. Either that, or I'll stay in the van if it's raining or I just feel low energy, and maybe we'll talk a bit about PAX expectations.